Purchasing real estate with Bitcoin? This and more in today's episode of Coffee and Cryptos. Hey guys, I'm Ryan and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm feeling like a good news first kind of guy, so let's go ahead and bring in the bulls. Bull number 1. Do you dream of buying a house one day with your precious Bitcoin or Ethereum? Well, that dream can now be a reality if you live in Texas. The website is called My E-Listing, and it is a relatively new startup based out of Austin, Texas. Currently, there are already a mix of residential and commercial listings ranging from Grapevine to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The house in Grapevine can be yours for $500,000 in cash, or 17.5 Bitcoin, or 256 Ethereum, while the commercial properties are understandably more expensive. The company behind My E-Listing intends to extend to 2 or 3 additional states by June as they seek to grow. Coinbase Commerce is responsible for converting the crypto into cash, and 2 title companies, Millennial Title and Championship Title, will handle all the title work. My E-Listing's crypto program is specifically a part of their ASAP initiative, which stands for Accelerated Sale and Purchase. These deals allow clients to transact real estate with crypto in as little as 1 business day. Bull number 2. Our next story keeps it right here in Texas. The Texas House of Representatives passed a bill that would require cryptocurrency exchanges to provide and maintain proof of reserves. But what is proof of reserves? In short, it is proof that cryptocurrency exchanges carry enough assets in sufficient amounts in order to fulfill all obligations by its customers. This includes maintaining funds in a manner that allows all customers to fully withdraw their assets. Also of note, this bill would prohibit digital asset providers from mixing customer deposits with other accounts in order to mislead the public how much assets they truly have. The bill moves to the Texas Senate next, and if it passes there, it will soon be signed into law by the governor. If passed, this law will go into effect starting this September. For our next bullish story, Standard Chartered Bank joins the 100K crowd, stating in a research paper that Bitcoin has the potential to reach $100,000 by year's end. They cite a number of reasons for this to occur, including the possibility for the Federal Reserve to loosen its monetary policy and the nearing deadline to the next Bitcoin halving event. More importantly, though, they mentioned the recent banking crisis as a catalyst that could also spark more mass adoption as people begin to view crypto as a safe haven asset due to it being scarce and decentralized. For our next bullish story, Standard Chartered Bank joins the 100K crowd, stating in a research paper that Bitcoin has the potential to reach $100,000 by year's end. They cite a number of potential reasons for this to occur, including the possibility for the Federal Reserve to loosen its monetary policy, and the nearing deadline to the next Bitcoin halving event. More importantly, though, they mentioned that the recent banking crisis as a catalyst that could also spark more mass adoption, as people begin to view Bitcoin as a safe haven asset due to it being scarce and decentralized. Now, the perceived relative store of value and the ability to use it as a means of remittance also bode well during times of these multiple bank failures. Didn't even know that we were in the midst of a banking crisis? Be sure to check out my previous video regarding the US bank crisis, which explains the finer details. Link will be in the description. Bull number 4. This one is a minor detail, but crucially important for those new to cryptocurrency. The correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum returns have been decreasing since mid-March, as both currencies enjoyed relative success. Bitcoin saw fresh surges during the bank failures, as Ethereum did as well while they completed their long-awaited Shanghai upgrade. While it sounds like a bad thing, the correlation decreasing is actually a good argument for why people should diversify into both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bull number 5. Robert Kiyosaki, the author behind the best-selling finance book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, claims that cash is trash and that silver, gold, and Bitcoin are real money. Once a Bitcoin skeptic, Kiyosaki has changed his views on it, touting its decentralized properties. He also stated that he believes Bitcoin will eventually replace so-called fake money. But why exactly does he believe cash is fake money? Well, it's because ironically, the US dollar is not backed by anything. It used to be backed by gold, but that ended in 1971 during the President Nixon administration. Admittedly, the dollar still has value because of the faith that the government and its members place in it. But this same logic can one day also be applied to cryptocurrencies, and even more so as many cryptos are backed by science and mathematical principles. Now, cryptocurrencies are known as the people's money and could very well replace fiat currencies. According to a 2018 report by the Union Bank of Switzerland, in order to effectively have Bitcoin replace the US dollar, it needs to reach a price of $213,000. Given the history of how Bitcoin has performed since its creation in 2010, this seems more like a matter of when, not if. Bull number 6. In my previous video on the banking crisis, I mentioned how First Republic Bank was in trouble. Well, on May 1st, First Republic Bank was seized by regulators and was sold to JP Morgan Chase. This bank was sitting on billions of unrealized losses due to many mortgages that it had issued back when rates were far lower than they are now. This, combined with its stock shares falling due to a worrisome quarterly earnings report, delivered the final killing blow. Part of the reason their earnings report was so bad was the contagion and the fear from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank back in March. In fact, First Republic Bank reported that it had lost $100 billion in deposits for the first quarter of 2023. So why exactly is this a bullish news story? Obviously, it's not a good thing to see banks fail, as many clients can lose access to their funds if other banks do not step in to make them whole. However, bank failures really put the utility of cryptocurrencies into perspective and make them look more appealing. There are far more bullish news stories out there, which I will release in a Crypto Bites on our Coffee and Crypto social media pages. But for now, it's time to hear from the other side of the house, the bears. Bear number 1. On Tuesday, May 2nd, we saw the release of the latest Consumer Confidence Index numbers, and surprise, surprise, they don't look so good. In fact, these confidence levels were among the lowest we've seen in the past 9 months. Economists had been hoping for the Consumer Confidence Index to remain relatively steady, but the fact that it hasn't paints a clear picture that many people still fear that we are headed into a recession. Bear number 2. Jumping ahead a bit to Thursday, May 4th, the latest United States GDP figures released, indicating that GDP rose at a 1.1% pace. This came in well below the 2% estimate, painting yet more grim writing on the wall that the rate of growth in the US economy is slowing down. Bear number 3. Crypto exchange Bittrex, which has been around since 2014, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy shortly after announcing that they would be ceasing operations in the United States. While Bittrex Global will still continue to operate outside of the US and remain unaffected, the US branch has been a victim of a complaint from the Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC alleged that Bittrex had been operating as an unregistered securities exchange, but the exchange had also fallen on hard times and decreasing revenues due to competition from more notable exchanges. Well, that's all for this one, guys. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for supporting myself and Dominique by watching our content. We cannot express in enough words how much we truly appreciate every single like, comment, and view. We are always one message away if you would like to offer feedback on how we can improve. I'll catch you all in the next one. See you around.